Okay, 3.3 properties of logs. Again, this should be review. When you see, again, this is off. It should be tabbed over. Maybe I'll fix it. Maybe I'll forget. Anyways, when you see plus between logarithms, that means multiply. And it relates to exponents, right? If I had a to the x, sure, plus, nope, times a to the y, you would add the exponents together. So, but in reverse, if you're adding logs, you multiply the values together. Subtraction means divide, so when you see a subtraction sign, you put the values over each other. Notice that we're only writing the log once. Notice it's not disappearing, but we're writing it once. When there is an exponent on something with the log, you can float that down in front, and it can go in front and become multiplication. And then when you have matching bases, they all basically cross out and you get x. Same thing, b to the log base b, it all crosses out and you get n. So again, things you can't do. You can't take log of a negative number. You can't take log of 0. You can't have a base of a negative number. And then this was all on the last one. If there's no subscript with the word log, it's base 10. Natural log is a base e. I don't know why that keeps getting cut off. Another way, depending on who your integrated 3 teacher was, sometimes we had you change things to be written like this because that's honestly the most convenient way, especially when you don't get a calculator. But it's important to note, if you ever had a calculator and you were supposed to get a decimal answer, that is log of a divided by log of the subscript b. So those are equivalent answers. Either one is perfectly fine on test day. And then if it was natural log, that one's over there. But if you were trying to get a decimal, you would use the one on the right-hand side, or I guess in the middle. Same rules apply for natural log. Plus means multiply, minus means divide. Exponents can go in front, and same rules as before. Okay. I think the counting is continuing from last time, and this should be 12. I don't know. So we are going to use these rules, add, subtract, and exponents, and we're going to rewrite the problem. So the first thing we should notice is that there's an e in the problem, but we have to separate that out in order to be able to deal with it. So I see division. Division means I could write these as subtraction. Natural log of 25 minus natural log of 6e. But then this is multiplication. So natural log of 25 minus natural log of 6, I should put parentheses around this, plus natural log of e. Or since they were both at the bottom, you could have done it this way. Natural log of 25 minus natural log of 6 minus natural log of e. This is one of our definitions because the subscript matches the base. This is natural log of 25 minus natural log of 6. And then that whole thing is just minus 1. This would be our answer. I guess technically, especially if this was multiple choice, the 25 could have been written as natural log of 5 squared. The rest of this is still the same. And then you could move that 2 in front. 2 natural log of 5 minus natural log of 6 minus 1 is another potential answer. I don't think either one is better than the other, but if it's multiple choice, keep an eye out for that. Okay, number 13, we have natural log of the root of both of those. So root of a fraction means you can root the top and root the bottom. So root of x squared is just x. And we just learned how to change roots into fractional exponents. So that's going to be y to the 3 halves because a square root has an imaginary 2 on it. Anything on top stays positive, just like up above, the 25 stayed positive. So natural log of x. But because they're dividing by y to the 3 halves, it's subtraction, natural log y to the 3 halves. And then laws of log says you can put that 3 halves in front of your natural log. Okay, take a look at 14, give it a try. I do not care how much work you show on test day. So log base b of x squared, because that's on top, plus log base b of, let's go ahead and change that w to the 1/2 power, minus, because they're on the bottom, log base b of y squared, minus, because it's on the bottom, log base b of z cubed. Then we'll move all those exponents in front. Again, I probably would have moved them all in front ahead of time if it was me, but just to make sure you understand where everything is coming from. I did this one in 2 steps. You could have done it in 1, honestly. Okay. Now we're going to go the other way. So we're going to condense. So we will start with, we should start with the stuff in the parentheses. So let's keep that 1/3 out front for now. We're going to do log 3, and plus means, well, sorry, there's a coefficient, so that becomes y squared. And then plus means multiply. So this is all, I don't really need the parentheses, 7xy squared. And then I might as well move this coefficient while I'm at it, so minus log 3 of z to the 5th. Now all of this is a 1/3 power. A 1/3 power means it goes under a cube root. So cube root of 7xy squared. And then minus means divide, so over z to the 5th. So we condensed it into one logarithm. Okay, number 16. So first notice that there's a -2 in front. So it's got a big parentheses. We should always do parentheses first. So we'll distribute the -2 to natural log of x plus 2. And we'll distribute the -2 to natural log of x minus 2. When they're positive, so the only one that's positive is this one, it stays on top. So we're condensing it to one natural log. The positive stays on the top. Exponents, rating coefficients, become exponents. And since those were both minus, they go to the bottom. There is no need to actually multiply those out. Your answer is just going to look like this. Okay, see if you can do number 17. Notice the 1/3 out front. Make sure you distribute that. 1/3 of 2 is 2/3. Coefficients become exponents, and you're writing it as one big natural log. Positives are on top. Last time I wrote it as a cube root. This time I'm going to write it as a fraction because multiple choice, I don't know if it's going to be written as a cube root or as a fraction. And then times y plus 4 to the 2/3 over, because it's negative, y minus 1. So this is good. I just want you to understand if it was multiple choice, it might have been written like this. Natural log of, they'd probably put them both under the same cube root. Y to the first, y plus 4 squared, all over y minus 1. So take a look at that for a minute. Make sure you understand that that's the same answer. Okay, moving on to number 18. Remember, if it's something as simple as like log base 3 of 81, hopefully by now you understand that the answer is 4 because 3 to the 4th is 81. But if, an example A, 9 does not go into 243, 9 to a power does not equal 243, then you're going to want to set it equal to x, change it to an exponent problem, and then find the base that goes into both of those. So 9 is 3 squared. 243, if you didn't know, is 3 to the 5th. So this is saying 3 to the 2x equals 3 to the 5th. So since the bases match, 2x equals 5, divide by 2, and x would have to equal 5/2. So expect to do something like this on these ones. See what you can do with these problems, and then I will do them. Oh, I did that one on the other page, but see what you can do with the rest of them. Okay, so for B, log 4 of 128 equals x. 4 to what power equals 128? Well, not 4, but 2 squared to some power equals, if you don't know, 2 to the 7th is 128. I don't know why I put those parentheses there. So 2 to the 2x equals 2 to the 7th. 2x must equal 7. X equals 7 over 2 for B. And then did you answer C? 5 to what power makes 125? That answer is just 3. And that is it for today. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you guys are doing well.